Yo, what is up, guys? It's SKFC back here with another video. And today we are going to be talking about one Neymar Jr. Honestly, full transparency, guys, the video is going to be completely off the cuff. And I just really have to talk about the amount of disrespect that this guy gets. And it's honestly starting to get pretty disgusting, when I really think about it, because I don't know why it is that people feel the need to talk about him in the way that they do. They act like the guy isn't as good as he really is, and I think sometimes you just have to put it in perspective because it does kind of get pretty disgusting at times. Okay, guys, so I'm not gonna lie. This ESPN article right here was the main inspiration for why I felt the need to make this video. So for those of you guys that don't know, and I'll link it in the description below, this ESPN article was about ranking the top 20, 25-ish players of the 21st century. So it was only counting players that have played beyond the year 2000. So any players that played before that year 2000 that also played in 2000, you only counted their careers from 2000 and on. So when you keep that criteria in mind and when you take into account the type of player that Neymar is, you really look at this list and you have to ask yourself, and I don't know if you guys have noticed yet, because trust me, I will get to it. How the hell is this guy 20? 20 on this list. Neymar Jr. Not 20 of all time, not 20 in the modern era, but 20 of just the last 20, 23 years. 24 years now, I guess. Wow, we're getting old. It's disrespectful. That's really the only way I can interpret it, especially when you look at the names that are above it. And I'm going to get to it. And I know some of you guys aren't going to like the names that I have here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to look at this list and I'm going to tell you exactly who has no reason or rhyme to even be above this guy in the first place. Kaka. Should he be above him? No, I'm sorry. As good as Kaka is, his peak was not as high as Neymar's. He benefited from not having been able to from not being compared to Messi and Ronaldo. And generally, I don't really know what he did for Brazil. Yeah, he won a World Cup, but he was not a big part of that. He was not a big part of that Brazilian squad. So I don't believe that he should be above it. Lewandowski, to be fair, I do think Lewandowski should be higher than 18, but I don't think he should be above Neymar. Outside of 2020, I can't really think of any particular year. Well, I guess outside of 2020 and 2021, I can't really think of any particular year where I would have said that Robert Lewandowski was ranked above Neymar. So I don't know why he's ranked above him now. Sergio Busquets. Oh, sorry, wrong person. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of players of this archetype. So your Busquets, your Rodriguez, your Cruises, your Xabi Alonso's. Like, I'm not really a fan of the ball retention midfielder. But even with that being said, even not even taking that into account, I just don't believe he should be higher than Neymar either. Benzema, to be fair, I don't think he should be higher than pretty much anyone that's been on here except maybe Kaká, because for a long time this guy was considered to be inconsistent, and I vividly remember when the Madrid fans were looking to get rid of him because they felt that he was useless. So for him to now all of a sudden be considered higher than Neymar, just based off of that 2022 season, which was very good, by the way, I'm not going to discount that. It's almost criminal. And I know it says here like he's had more than just one elite season. So, and I don't want to take that away from him, but to match with Neymar, I think it's ridiculous. Puyol, enough said. I don't even think I need to say anything. He should not be above Neymar. Sergio Ramos, I don't hate it. I personally want to put him above Neymar, but I don't hate the show. I don't hate the name. Cruz, same thing I said with Busquets. I'm not a fan of ball retention midfielders. And I do think, and to be fair, and I do think that archetype, which honestly could probably be another video topic on its own, I do think that archetype is kind of overrated, only in the sense that, yeah, like having midfielders that can keep possession and play a pass is nice, but it's really only useful in as such that they play in teams that are good enough to accommodate that role in the first place. That's all I'm going to say on that. I'm not going to go beyond that. I mean, he has the accomplishments, right? So he has the Champions Leagues, the World Cups, and that, but I don't think he should be above Neymar either. KDB, I'm not mad at that. Again, I wouldn't put him above Neymar, but I'm not mad at that. Zlatan, no. Ronaldinho, no. I like Ronaldinho. I was a fan of him when I was a kid, but the lack of longevity. And I'll be honest, I don't think peak Ronaldinho is better than peak Neymar. If I were to be honest with you, but that is an entirely different conversation. But even outside, even if you were to tell me that his peak was better, he just doesn't have enough years on an elite level, in my opinion, to be as high as he is. Post injury Ronaldo, it's kind of hard to say because I know about how good he was at, I've watched, footage of him when he was at Barca and his first couple of seasons at Milan. But past his prime, injury prone R9 above single thing I've seen of Neymar is kind of hard to grasp. So I don't know if I can do that. Xavi, I wouldn't put him above Neymar, but I don't hate it. Same thing with Iniesta. Kylian Mbappe, I love the guy. You've seen my Mbappe video, you should know I love the guy, but I wouldn't put him above Neymar. I don't think he's done enough yet, even though I know obviously he's had 2 stellar World Cups. Luka Modric, I don't hate it. I wouldn't do it. I don't hate it though. Zidane, again, I don't know if he has enough years because he only played 6 years in this decade, or in this century actually, compared to what Neymar's been in European soccer and European football for about 10 years now. So I don't know if that's enough, but I don't hate it. Thierry Henry, he has about I'd say nine elite years, footballing wise. I don't think peak Thierry Henry is better than peak Neymar. So, and obviously you have Messi and Ronaldo. No, I have no issues with that there. But yeah, just looking at these players that are allegedly better than Neymar, I don't see any reason. Like at absolute worst, I think Neymar should be like 7, and that's me putting him on the low end, and I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying that's the absolute lowest I think he should go. So I think 20 is just completely disrespectful, and I think one of the things that's just so insidious about this whole Neymar narrative is that people will essentially say, oh, when he went to PSG, he just all of a sudden fell off. And they'll typically do that because they don't respect the French league. And I mean, to a certain extent, I could kind of understand that talking point, but it kind of stops making logical sense. When you just look at his numbers, I mean, 40 goal season, well, I guess 39 goal season, 31 goal season, 20 goal season, 28 goal season. And you look at the little amount of game time that he gets, you look at his goal involvement per 90, it pretty much never dips below like 0.8 for any competition that he's been in. So that shows that Neymar is going to do what he wants to do regardless of the level of competition that he's facing, right? So it's just ridiculous to me that people just ignore that and act like that doesn't really matter. And honestly, I think what it is I get the whole thing about people being upset that he didn't stay at Barcelona, or they feel like Brazil should have won a World Cup. But it's like, bro, at the end of the day, this is a team sport. And I don't know why people can't understand that they shouldn't be using, team accomplishments to define how good a player is. Because all a player can do is elevate the team that they're on. But if the team that they're on isn't that good to begin with, it's just highly illogical, in my opinion, of course. So when you look at all of this, it's kind of like it's kind of ridiculous. It's like I don't really know what people want from the guy. And obviously Neymar is not above criticism. There's plenty of things you could levy at Neymar. The diving, the fact that like his play time pretty much after he left Barcelona is incredibly questionable. No doubt about that. It would be disingenuous of me to pretend like that's not the case. The fact that he always tended to go on quote unquote vacations to Brazil, when anytime that it was his sister's birthday, hint, hint. So there are plenty of things that you can levy at Neymar, but him just not being an elite footballer, him not being one of the 7 best footballers of this century is not one of them. And I think it's a disgusting, disgusting narrative to try to run that that isn't the case. So that was just it. I just wanted to make this video about how disrespecting Neymar is, just because he's one of the best players. He's a generational type player, and obviously Messi and Ronaldo being as great as they were for as long as they were, really did a lot to overshadow him. But I'm sorry, bro. This is still disgusting. So yeah, that's gonna be my video for today. If you liked it, give a like to the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below how you feel about Neymar. Do you think I'm giving him too much credit? Do you think I'm not giving him enough credit? Would you put him higher than 7? Would you put him lower than 7? Would you put him as high as 3, which is what I'd probably rank him, to be honest? Would you, put him below? Do you think 20 is too good? Just get your thoughts going in the comment section below.